It's not even the fact that we got bullied for it. It's just like also I don't like it.
I'll be glad if I got bullied for it and I had to bring it again.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an interesting discussion sometimes. It's your boy Darun, and I'm back with the regular boys. That's Harsha, Christian, and Haran. And today we have a very special guest. His name is
Vincent. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Wow, I'm doing so much better after that. See, I don't know if I can top that. Should I do my intro in ASMR too?
You can, yeah.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, whatever makes you feel
I
most
don't think
at home.
my mic can handle that. Actually, I do love ASMR. You know, that wasn't going to be part of my intro, but like, I have a big thing for ASMR.
What kind of?
Not
ASMR?
in a weird way, but like.
That's okay.
Totally normal ASMR. Well, actually, all right. Before I get into my intro, do any of you guys actually like enjoy ASMR or like use it?
No, not really.
No.
Not at all.
Dang. Okay. So I'm a lone wolf here. Yeah. I used to really like it because again, I get distracted really easily. So ASMR was like a really great way for me to have like white noise in the background and like focus on stuff. But the reason I discovered that was even a thing for me was because one time I was getting this eye exam in Blacksburg, and it was in this like cold, dark room, and my optometrist was just like whispering to me the whole time for some reason. Like, I don't know if she was practicing for something, like using me as a test subject, but for whatever reason, like her going like, 1 or 2, like. I don't know. And my brain was tingling. Yeah, I woke something like in my brain area. Nowhere else.
Yeah.
For those who are listening, but it was like that was the moment where I was like, "What is this?" And then like I found out about ASMR, and then it sent me down a rabbit.
So who are you other than the ASMR lover?
So besides being an ASMR lover, hi everybody. Hi, Pod. I am Vincent. I'm a chicken sandwich enthusiast from Springfield, Virginia. For my day job, I crunch numbers for a bank. And then for the rest of my life, I play video games and I travel for food.
Nice.
Wow. The dream life.
That was like one of the most well put together intros we've had, I would say.
Yeah, fuck all of our other guests, man.
I had the chance to study. I had a lot more source material than all. I'm really happy to be on the pod today, by the way. This is exciting stuff. This is a big day for me. My first podcast.
We're happy to have
Never
you
forget
on.
your first.
So, yeah, like, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to start off with?
Well, speaking of food, because you're such a big enthusiast of it, does that come from your parents? Because I know you had told us, I think, during our cabin trip recently that your parents are like chefs or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So, my parents both cook. They cook like professionally. That sounds like a lot more that sounds a lot crazier than it really is. My dad works at like MGM in a restaurant. He like cooks at the Walk, and then my mom does like catering services at the Marriott in DC. But they both basically like worked food service jobs my whole life. So I would say that like a lot of it comes from like growing up around like my parents and like them cooking food, like cooking basically every meal they could for us, and just watching them do that. I think another like reason that I kind of learned to love food was like Gordon Ramsay. Dude, I don't know why. I just love that man. He's I had a phase in college where every night before I went to bed, I would watch like 2 or 3 Gordon Ramsay videos. Because for some reason, like, when he's not on Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef, like, yelling at people, and he's doing his own, like food videos, he's, like, really jumpy and, like, excited.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so, I don't know. For some reason, that just, it was soothing to me, you know?
Yeah, I went through, like, a week of, like, watching him. Like, cause, like, he kind of did, like, what Anthony Bourdain did, like, where he, like, traveled to different countries and, like, go visit, like, local chefs there and, like see what they're making, try to mimic that. And like seeing him in that like kind of light was like a lot different from what I was experienced doing like MasterChef. Actually, MasterChef he wasn't that bad compared to Hell's Kitchen was really bad. MasterChef he was like kind of an asshole, but not that bad. But like, yeah, he's just such a passion for cooking. It's like it's crazy because I don't have any passion. I'm trying to work on like
Right.
that field. But yeah, he's entertaining to watch for sure.
Oh, dude, he's so like funny.
Yeah.
He's really witty too. For somebody who like is already so like good and passionate about cooking, it's like crazy that he's also like pretty sociable. I don't know, like he's great when he goes around and travels. Like I know exactly what you're talking about because I remember this one video where he like went and tried to make pad thai. I think he tried to make some sort of like Asian dish, and I remember like that was the one dish that he couldn't do better than like the people who were like there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think in that video, like the chef that was with him, that was like teaching him, I guess, in that episode, tasted it and he's like, "It's good, but it's not pad thai."
Yes.
Yeah, so he got fucked. Actually, recently I've been watching Gordon Ramsay's another new cooking TV show. I don't know which number this is on his repertoire, but it's called Next Level Chef. It's on Hulu, and basically, like the premise is like they split up the contestants into like teams, and there's three chefs, like one of them including Gordon Ramsay, and basically there's 3 levels in this like kitchen. There's like a basement, which is like the shittiest kitchen ever. Like it has like 20-year-old appliances and like blunt knives. And then the middle one's like a regular kitchen, and then the top one's like a like Michelin star like kitchen that has like all the fancy like gadgets and whatever you would need to cook. And then in the episode, like I guess in normal cooking TV shows, like the contestants grab like whatever ingredients that they want from the pantry. But in this one, the ingredients drop from like floor to floor. So basically, the people in the Michelin star like kitchen, the top level, they can like choose like whatever ingredients they want, and then the leftovers get sent to the middle floor, and then the leftovers over that get sent to the basement. So like if you're in the basement, basically you gotta make a good dish with like very shitty things.
Yeah.
And then they choose like the worst dish, and then the worst dish like goes up against like some other contestant to like get eliminated or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It is a cool idea, but I think the show's actually whack apart from Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. How many episodes have you watched?
2 or like 3 maybe. I don't know how many are out right now.
Out of the ones you've watched so far, have the basement dishes done better than the other ones at any point, or no?
Yeah, like they have. So like basically the kind of the way that it works is like if you have if you're somebody, they do like a blind taste test of all the dishes, so they can't tell which floor which dish came from. So if you have the best dish, that means like your whole team is safe. So if somebody does a shitty job in the basement, but their teammate that's also in the basement did like a great job, then their team will still be safe, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I think that kind of balances out like the elimination. But in general, I think people fuck up more in the basement. Yeah. But also it's like weird. They have like, there's like times where like somebody will like pick up cause like they're trying to go really fast to pick up the ingredients because they only have like 30 seconds where the ingredients are like available. And sometimes people drop like ingredients from the top level all the way down to the bottom, and the people in the basement can just use that.
Ooh.
Wait, what? How do they drop it?
Wait, what do you
do
mean?
they go to the hole and they just like let it
Literally
fall?
like the second episode, I think, or maybe the first one, there was like like obviously it's like a hole, right? Because that's how the elevator goes through. And this dude picked up like a flank steak or something, and he was carrying a bunch of vegetables, and he just dropped the flank steak like all the way down.
Holy shit!
What the fuck?
It was like the nicest cut of meat or whatever. So then one of the people in the basement was like, "Fuck yeah!" And he just picked it up off the elevator floor thing.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice. We love a good floor steak.
Yes, sir.
I watched this one video of like I've been watching a lot of there's this guy called, I think it's Nigel Ng or something like that, and he does this like thing about this Uncle Roger, and he's just like this, he's supposed to be this Chinese stereotypical, I don't know, uncle who like critiques everybody's Asian cooking. He like, I guess, reacted to a video about, they had like I guess it must have been like Tasty or one of those like kind of generic websites where they do a bunch of like recipes and like fast hacks and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they did this thing where there was like she wasn't a Michelin star chef, but she was like a very professional chef. And she had picked out all of these like really bougie ass ingredients for this like egg fried rice, which is what both the women were making. And it was like $230 worth of ingredients. It had like a whole like blue crab. It had like, I think ostrich eggs, like all like the top of the top for like extra ingredients. And this regular home chef, and she was like, okay, we're gonna make egg fried rice. So she got like $18 ingredients. But what they didn't tell them is that they swapped ingredients. So like the home chef had like $230 worth of ingredients, and then the like really crazy chef had like regular ass like $18 ingredients.
Mhm.
And so I obviously in that situation, I personally think that the Michelin chef or the professional chef would still do better, just because they like, I feel like you can enhance lesser ingredients way better than you can like make up for that skill with just like quality stuff. I mean, quality stuff is still good, but you know, you have to have the technique and all that stuff right. And it says they both turned out well, but like, you know, come on.
Shouldn't have been more of a discrepancy between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was the home chef, I would be so overwhelmed because like
Yeah.
I've never cooked with ostrich eggs before, man. Like, don't put that on my table.
Yeah, she seemed a little stressed out, but I mean, she literally plated all the fried rice inside the egg, like, or the crab,
Mhm.
like
Oh,
body.
that's crazy.
Oh, damn.
So like it looked really cool, but ain't no way I'm touching that shit. Hell no.
But yeah, back to you, Vincent. So like, since your parents are both experienced chefs, does that mean like, have you ever like cooked a meal for them? Like, is there pressure on you to be like decent in the kitchen, or?
So that's actually one interesting thing about like living at home with two like parents who cook, right? I'm sure that it's very different like across everybody who has this sort of like situation at home.
Mhm.
But with my situation, it's like my parents are already so good and they've got it down to like a T
Mhm.
that like there's rarely an opportunity for me to cook.
Yeah.
And then my parents also have very different palates because they're both immigrants and they grew up like with a very specific taste.
Mhm.
Something that I learned myself like in the last like 2 years is like there's this very specific thing about Chinese palates where they're like very particular about like certain textures. And one of the like textures that my parents really love is like kind of like a mushy or like a tendony texture, right?
Mhm.
Like that's something that I, growing up like American and having like American like palate, I don't really like vibe with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But my parents love eating that kind of stuff, and
Mhm.
as a result, like I'm not so good at cooking that kind of stuff either.
Right.
So if I'm gonna cook at home, I don't want to just cook for myself. Like I should cook for my parents
Yeah,
too, and
yeah.
my sister. So I actually end up like not cooking so much at home. Recently, I've tried to change that because like back at school, I would cook for myself like
Mhm.
every day if I could. So I've been trying to get back into that and try to like cater some of like my food to my parents' taste buds a little bit better. But yeah, it's most of the time it's that.
What would say is what's your favorite thing to cook, your favorite thing to eat, and the thing that you would say you make the best for your parents?
Ooh, okay. So my favorite thing to cook, that's a really good question. I feel like my favorite thing to cook, honestly, is like broccoli. I just love the versatility of broccoli. Like you can really do so much to it. Like you can roast it. You can stir fry it with some like random sauce, like General So or something like that. Most of the time, when I'm making like food for myself, I'll just like steam the broccoli and like really simply season it with like garlic, salt, pepper, and then it's really tasty. That's my favorite thing to cook for myself. Something that I really love to eat, obviously, is like chicken sandwiches. I mean, like, dude, I've started keeping like a chicken sandwich diary, actually, just because like I don't know, it's something that I really could see myself eating every single day, and I also like want to be able to like remember where were my best chicken sandwiches, right? So I can go back to them.
Right.
It's been a great journey of self-discovery, I'll tell you that. But no, I love eating like crispy chicken all the way. And like that doesn't just go for chicken sandwiches. Like I think at the cabin when we had that katsu chicken, that awakened another like craving in me. Where like for a week straight after that, I kept looking for like katsu curry chicken in my area.
What's like the best spot in Nova if you were trying to get a nice chicken sandwich?
Oh, a chicken sandwich? Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. So I divide it between like chicken sandwich like specialty places and then like fast food chains.
Yeah.
Because you can't compare the two.
Right, right.
It's not
Yeah,
the same there. I would say you have to go to Hot Lola's. It used to be a debate for me between Hot Lola's and Rude Boy. And I think that's like what a lot of people say are the top two. But Hot Lola in Arlington is this amazing, like, it's a crispy chicken sandwich where they use like thigh, so the meat is like, really juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like this Sichuan mix to it. So the spice is like very different from your like typical like spicy chicken sandwich.
Right.
And they slather on like a good amount of this like sauce that like balances out the spiciness really well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Hot Lola for sure.
And what about for fast food?
Fast food, Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, are we? Yeah, okay. Have you guys had the fast food chicken sandwiches?
Yeah. Yeah, Popeyes, I think the big craze like started, like I don't know, it must have been like 20 years ago now. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
it was so long ago at this point. But who was Popeyes competing with? Was it Chick-fil-A or was it somebody else?
I think it was Chick-fil-A.
I think it was
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
That's how.
Yeah. So
And then all the other fast foods copied. after.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Chick-fil-A obviously at Tech. We had Chick-fil-A on campus, and so like it was just so accessible, and I know I ate it a lot. And so when the closest Popeyes was, I think 45 minutes away to Roanoke, and so it just wasn't. You're not driving 45 minutes to Roanoke to get a chicken sandwich or go to Popeyes
Unless you were.
because-
Some people literally did that though.
Well, when like the craze started, yeah, people did. And
Yeah.
then it would be like, hey, yo, like you would call all of your friends and be like, oh, I'm going. And like you would get like an order of like 25 chicken sandwiches and drive them 45
Yes.
minutes back to Blacksburg. And they just be like sweat, like it'd be so wet because all of the heat from the sandwich had like condensed inside the wrapper. So it was just
Yeah.
soggy,
Condensed.
condensated, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was weird, but we did go there. It was decent. It was pretty good. I would say that they were probably the best. I still like Chick-fil-A's because I think it's a little bit spicier. But I do like the like breading on the Popeyes is probably the best. And I feel like that's a more important part.
Yes. Hard agree. I get what you're saying. Like, I will say that I still go to Chick-fil-A and get theirs pretty regularly because
Mhm.
I think for me, like, after I eat it, I feel less, like, heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Popeye's chicken sandwich will put you to sleep. Like,
Yeah.
a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, that's like if you gotta still do stuff during the
Right.
day. you know?
Yeah. Got to read the room.
I can respect that.
What about Cookout? Like, have you guys had the spicy chicken sandwich from Cookout?
Man, Cookout has a special place in my heart, but I never vibed with the chicken things there other than the wraps. Yeah. The bread that they used at Cookout never, it just wasn't it, you know, it was it's just very disappointing.
Are you passionate about the Cookout bread?
Not anymore. Now that I'm back in the Northeast and there's no such thing as Cookout. But no, my favorite thing at Cookout was always to get like a wrap in it, some fries, and obviously the milkshakes. The milkshakes are the most undefeated thing at Cookout, in my opinion.
Well, what kind of milkshake would you go for?
I think the main thing, I think I usually get chocolate or they had like 75,000 different flavors of milkshakes. I've tried like the first like 10 to 15 times I went, I tried to get a different one, just be like unique, be like, oh, try all these different ones. And it was just like, bro, it's all just so fucking cold. If it's not, it's either chocolate or it's fruit. It all tastes the same. So I think like there was mocha ones that I tried that were good, and like dark chocolate or like fucking mocha or some Oreo and whatever. There was, I can't believe, or I don't remember if somebody here did it. It was some watermelon one or something like that.
That was me.
That was
I
yeah,
still
of course.
stand by it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you did the watermelon milkshake?
Yeah. I was in North Carolina for an internship one summer, and we would play like volleyball and then go to Cookout after, like every Thursday. And like something about like, okay, well, when I was growing up, and I would go out in the summer, like my mom would always have like watermelon, like fresh watermelon juice, like when I came home, which like that was like a real like summer vibe, like a good like refreshing, you know, thing. And so I think for that reason, like when I saw like the watermelon milkshake there, we all decided to like try it. And it actually, like, I was expecting to be like, dude, like, how can you mix watermelon and milk? Like, that just
That's
sounds
what I'm
disgusting.
saying. It's because if you freeze watermelon, it's like having an ice cube
Yeah.
because it's water.
Yeah, because it's water, yeah. But, like, it actually wasn't, like, it wasn't bad. Like, okay, there's definitely better options on the menu, but if I had to drink it again, I wouldn't be like, oh, ew, you know, I would be like, oh, this is fine, man. But only during the summer, never like during the rest of the year.
During the non-summer. Yes.
Yeah, non-summer.
You know, I respect that. I respect that. Plus, you got that nostalgia factor going for it too.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of like reminds me. Are there any foods that kind of like evoke that nostalgia factor for you guys? Like, do you guys have like a favorite home cooked meal or just like a food from your childhood that like you just think about?
Why are you laughing, Rod? Because you fucking ate like a bag of chips and a can of Coke every day.
I was thinking
Is that how you got so tall?
Yeah,
I should have tried that diet, dude. Screw milk
for like a month. For a
vegetables.
month in 8th grade, I just ate. I came back from summer school and I had a bag of Fritos and a can of Coke, literally for a month straight. And then I shot up like another like 4 inches later that year. So
oh my god!
I think
dude.
it has to be related somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was laughing because yesterday we were talking about I think we're talking with Turin and Swati was on the podcast before. We were just talking about like random like. Actually, I don't know, was Turin there for that part? He was, right? Anyway, we were talking about like random snacks that we used to eat like growing up. And basically, I remember that there was this thing called Oreo Cakesters that I used to eat, and like when I thought about it, like my like I just like lit up. I was like, I forgot about that time in my life because that shit used to fucking bang.
Those are so good.
I ate so many of those.
Oreo Cakester?
Dude, they're amazing. I completely forgot about those.
Yeah, dude. When I remembered,
Do they still have them?
I think they do.
God.
But like, I don't know if it's like, and I don't think it's like widespread as it used to be.
These
Harsha
look
so excited.
amazing.
Bro, do you get anything with like sugar and like chocolate? Bro, Harsha
That's me
fucking
too, man.
piped up.
Actually, Harsha doesn't like that many sugary things. So I feel like
Yeah, I'm pretty healthy.
no, that's not what I was trying to say.
I like. I'm really picky, I guess. I don't like all types of desserts or sugary things, but you know, milk chocolate and anything is just good. So,
But I guess that didn't really answer the question. That was just like something that evoked.
yeah, that's
that.
the one, man.
No,
That's
yeah,
the one.
Oreo Cakesters, chips and soda. You know, everyone's got something.
No, chips and soda definitely not. I feel like but those cakesters did. But in terms of like home cooked meals, I feel like whenever like my parents make, I just really like Southeast Asian dishes, like mee goreng and like char kway teow, which is like it's kind of like staple like Malay / Singaporean like street food. That's really good. That's like
What you know about the streets of Singapore, fam?
Yeah, you've never been there. Wait, so can you tell us what it is other than the fact that it's a street food?
It's like noodles. I think they usually like it. Not always, but it's better when it's like served with seafood.
Okay.
I don't really know how to. It's kind of
what
like
kind of sauce?
Is it like a thicker noodle?
like kway teow is like it's like thicker noodles, but and then like mee goreng is like more like stringy noodles and
Okay.
Yeah.
kway teow. Like kway teow is kind of like kway teow is pretty much like drunken noodles, kind of, but like different taste, completely different taste, but same texture.
Oh, that's cool. I've never heard of the second.
I think there's a good Singaporean restaurant or Malay restaurant in DC now.
Oh, me and Emily went here.
Yeah.
It was really good. We had like a salted egg. It was like a fried chicken with like a salted egg sauce. 'Cause you know how like salted
How do
egg
you
is, like,
assault
really
an
big?
egg? Never mind.
How do you assault it? You beat it.
Oh,
I'm back in.
My name's Egg.
Hey, yo.
That's a good one.
Shoot. Oh yeah, they do have the. You said it's. I'm gonna pronounce this so wrong, but kway teow.
Yeah, kway teow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on here.
Yeah.
Shoot.
what about you, Harsha?
Can't just say milk chocolate, bro.
Milk
That
chocolate.
No, but,
Kefir is
I think
crazy.
like,
You never
his
stopped
question-
eating milk chocolate.
I think his question is more like home cooked meals. Or like,
Oh, home stuff?
I mean, you
Oh, that home
can say
smelly
Oreo
stuff.
cakes is, yeah.
Nah, really, man. I eat the same food when I was a kid. I still eat it like every day here. Like nothing has changed. I don't like forget it. You know what I mean?
Did you eat it like when you were in Ohio too? There's no like food that brings you back to Ohio. Like corn?
Well, I mean, at home it's all the same. But I'm trying to think of like specific things I ate there that I don't really eat here anymore. It come back to me.
how about Italy?
Italy, bro. I eat that shit all the time.
What do you
No
actually eat
problem. No
Italy?
problem. Nah. I don't
Oh,
eat
okay.
it, man. I wish though. I wish.
For those of you who don't know, idli's it's like a rice cake type thing, but
Oh
Super
no,
dry.
actually, yeah. Bro.
w-
After
we
first
all-
grade, man, when I got bullied for it, I never eat it again.
So bullying works, kids.
It's not even the fact that we got bullied for it. It's just like also I don't like it.
I'll be glad if I got bullied for it and I had to bring it again.
No, man, it was good. And first grade, I had like the ones that are like really like this big, like really small.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, those are nice.
yeah.
Less
There's like little
savory.
bite-sized versions, almost like the difference between like a
like a
donut versus
cakester.
a donut hole.
It's like a cakester, but just shit.
So it's not like a
good, though.
cakester. It's not like a cakester.
I feel like the size.
For me, I don't know if I can't think of like anything like nostalgic, but like there is one thing that like when I had to have been like max like third grade when I ate these, but they were like these refrigerated strawberry shortcake bars that we got from
Mm.
Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
and those shits were so good, man. It was like cheesecake
Like ice
at the
cream?
bottom. No, it wasn't like ice cream, but it was like more like cheesecake consistency. So it was like at the bottom it was like one of like the harder crust type like texture, and then in the middle it was like a cheesecake, and then at the top it was like more like cakey type of like pound cake almost. And then it had like the icing that like the icing that they use to like write stuff on birthday cakes, like I forget what it's called, but like the one that kind of like hardens a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like that, and then I had strawberry like jelly on top.
Damn,
kind of.
that shit's
Bro, did you just
bad.
eat a
Oh my God.
cake?
Yeah, I mean, essentially it was, yeah. But that shit, dude, that shit was so good. And I remember like we went to Walmart like the next time after that. Like we got it like 2 or 3 times, like a box of them. We went to Walmart after, and they ceased to exist, and that was just like the saddest day ever. And then I forget what it was, but like sometime during college when I was home, I ate something that was like strawberry shortcake, like pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like completely like flipped a switch in my brain, like brought me back, and I was like, oh my
Okay.
God, I fucking missed that shit. So I tried Googling and stuff. I just had nothing to go off. I don't know what kind of brand or anything it was, but
Damn.
That's so tragic.
yeah.
It's like
One that got
a
away.
lost love, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminded me of something.
Yeah.
Lost
When I
love
was
or-
younger, I wouldn't.
Oh.
Sorry. What?
You have a lost love or food still?
No. Food, man. When I was younger, I wouldn't. I hated drinking milk, like plain milk, and for some reason, I didn't like chocolate milk at first either because of the stuff at the bottom. I didn't really like after you drink all the milk, it's like brown and at the bottom of the glass.
Oh, like powdery?
So I didn't like that. Yeah, I didn't like all that. So then my parents bought Hershey's strawberry, like the red syrup, and I put that in my milk and I would drink that.
Dude, wait, I
I
did that
drink
too. I did that
It was
too.
good, man. I
It's
drank
so
pink
good.
milk for like a while. Yeah.
I respect that, man.
I still drink like regular milk also, but the strawberry milk, like if you drink it cold in a summer's day, bro, it hits. It hits.
Shoot.
Dude, I
that
did
sounds
not
good.
drink milk growing up for like that much at all.
How
Yeah,
did
you
you
just-
grow?
Dude,
Soda and
Fritos
chip,
and
baby. Coke
Man's
and
just-
Fritos.
He's like, hey yo, fuck, like getting your. Maybe that's why you fall and like during when you play sports and shit so much. You're so frail because you didn't have any bone density because you didn't drink any fucking milk.
Hey, you don't need
I
bone
forgot-
density when you're
I'm
7
pretty-
foot tall.
I'm really just bones, bro. I'm not,
Yeah, but
I think I have
that's-
pretty big bones.
Yeah, you need to get bigger bones if you catch my drift.
I mean, I think me falling just has to do with my lack of balance,
Yeah,
But my
milk
bones-
gives you balance too. Obviously,
bro.
calcium.
Bars.
Anyway,
Bars.
for me, I was thinking for so long I couldn't think of anything, but the closest I came to was like little powdered donuts, like the Hostess, I think.
Yeah.
They come in
Oh,
like
you're
a box.
talking. I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
bro. I just imagine like me and my friends when we were younger, bro. You just get one of those boxes, and then we're all like playing like Call of Duty or GTA or something, and then just like white powder all over the controller, all over our shorts, just because like either you suck the powder off of your fingers after you're done, or you just wipe it all over your clothes, so it looks like you look like fucking Al Pacino and shit. I think that's the closest, but nothing.
That's the
special.
realest. That's the realest thing I've ever heard someone say about food. Just sucking the leftover powder off of your fingers. That is
That's
so
when you know.
facts.
I remember
Man.
like one last thing. You guys know like those like soft cookies that have like icing, like the pink icing on top with like sprinkles.
Yeah, like yellow ones.
Yeah, I used to like
Oh,
I used to love those. And not people
What?
like them. Yeah, I used to love those. Right?
they
So, like,
suck.
Nah.
So,
you're a dirty little.
as soon as
Nah,
I
I actually
was
like
able-
those too. I like
as
those
soon as
too.
I was able to drive, like the first thing I did was go to like the Safeway nearby and buy one of those and then come back. And then my mom like saw that I ate like half of it like within like a couple of days. And then she was like, oh, first off, she literally banned me from buying that product ever again. But I used to love that like in elementary school whenever like we had like whenever we had like class parties, someone would always
Yeah.
buy
They would
one of
always
those.
bring that shit cookie.
Dude, it's so
Wait,
good.
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
No. It's the fact that the frosting on the top was so hard, and it like
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
of
but
the,
the cookie itself was so soft.
It was the
cookie
glue
was
to
okay.
the cookie.
it was the fact that the frosting was sometimes like you had to get like a very very good batch for the frosting to be good. Otherwise, the frosting for some reason started to bitter the rest of the cookie. I don't understand what the fuck happened. You would bite into the frosting and because it was so thick. It would taste like chalk.
Yeah, he's actually not wrong. The
I love
frosting
that.
was very dry frosting, but I still liked it because to me it just felt like eating sugar. Like when I was
Yeah,
younger,
yeah.
I would
Dude,
just go to the
straight
kitchen.
sugar.
I would just go to the kitchen and just get a spoonful of sugar.
Bro, that's good.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's like the equivalent of like eating cheese slices too.
Oh, dude,
Just
no,
like the,
no, do
the
not say
stuff that you eat as a kid is like.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, yeah, I see cheese
kids,
slices.
seeing kids eat cheese slices literally made me want to like throw up when I was younger. I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it. I would turn away if I saw
Bruh.
someone do
How
it.
about string cheese?
Everything, all like just eating cheese by itself. I like wanted to like throw up. I
What?
couldn't do
String
it.
cheese to me
Yeah,
was fine.
string
When
cheese
people
is
would bite
amazing.
into when people bite into it, I would feel like throwing up though.
Oh yeah, no, that's demon shit.
I
Yeah,
never
you gotta do it
got
all in one
I was like
go.
never a big cheese by itself person.
Do you like queso?
That's the thing. Like I like forms of cheese, but if I just see like someone eat like cheese like in like its like usual form, I guess. Like but like if you melt it or like put it like on a pizza, like I'm okay with it. It's weird.
What about charcuterie boards?
No, yeah, not a big fan. Like I only started doing it recently because I was like, oh, if I eat a cracker with it, I'm okay, I guess. But like not.
Next
I'm not-
time we hang
choose
out,
not
bro, I'm bringing a block of cheese and I'm just eating it. I want to see how you react.
Hey, film that, please.
I think no. I've gotten better now. Like I don't really care as much.
Well, I don't think you're gonna
But my
fucking throw me out a
parents-
window.
my-
I'm just saying.
Because my rest of my family like it. It's just me that like. I'm pretty sure I'm like a very odd one out here, but it's just.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
We should have like a yak contest. We should have a yak contest where it's basically like
You'd win.
You were yeah.
no. The first person to yak loses, so I would probably lose. But like
Yeah.
we all bring items right to a place, and we're all there, and we have to try our best to make one of the other person yak.
So we just like feed you alcohol or something.
So like no alcohol involved, only
Oh, okay.
regular stuff. So like I'll just eat like string cheese, like bite it, and then
I'll feed Harsha
like,
dark chocolate.
exactly.
I forgot I had more of a propensity to eat yak when I was younger because I would like get motion sickness from like anything. Like I would the reason I didn't like milk is like one time when I was younger, like I drank milk and then I like got in the car and it was like a normal car ride, but as soon as I got out, like I yacked. It was literally like a 10-minute car ride to school, and like I got out and I just like I threw up, and then like I never like drank milk by itself for like a long time after.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
that's fair, dude. Dairy yaks are the worst.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm,
yeah, dairy, because it just like sticks with you for so long.
Ugh.
yeah. You have to like drown yourself in water to make sure your system it's like all out of your system. Hey, but you know what else? What happens when you drown yourself? You go to sleep, and hopefully it's for only 30 seconds because that's how long this ad is this week. We'll be right back.
One time in school, I yacked scrambled egg out, and then the next day, my friends were like, "Oh, so you eat scrambled egg for breakfast this morning?" Yeah, that was one of the grossest yaks. I would always I yak because someone else yacked, but I yacked more. He yacked in his hand.
What were they yakking for?
We were running around and we had PE in the morning, and like, yeah. I would
Y'all
always
were
yak when
running?
someone else
Say
yacked.
less.
Yeah,
I never had one of those actually. I never had one of those.
You never had a running yak?
but
I never had a running yak.
it's bad.
Lucky man.
Yeah, I'd always have the propensity to yak when people yak, but then when
Yeah.
until I roomed with Tarun in college.
And then you had to deal with. You had to deal
Like
with it.
every
Also,
other
you
week,
yacked
you just got used to
it.
Was I that big of a yacker even in freshman year?
No, you weren't. And wait, freshman? Did you? I
I
don't
mean,
think you, did you yak
you've
freshman
yacked in our dorm a couple times. When,
What?
No, that was just
Yeah.
once. That was just once.
I've been like a couple times though.
What are you gonna do?
No, I mean, it's
I didn't even know
I
True
don't
yak
know.
freshman.
Would you rather me yak in the sink or piss in the sink? Because we know somebody else that pissed in there, and I know you don't like them.
Damn.
yeah. I don't like sink pissers.
Yeah, how'd they get up there? That's, I mean, people put
Wait,
their
what do you get
mouths
up
near
there?
there.
They're
man.
tall.
Yeah.
They're tall,
already,
yeah,
I think.
Haran. What do you... Oh, wait, what is, here's a fun question. Only because I have a fun answer to it. What is your guys' most iconic yak in school?
I didn't yak at school at all. Like,
Really?
That's
No.
not. That's
Such
not
cap.
true.
wait, what do you mean?
What about the
yeah,
one-
wait, no.
What do you
no,
mean?
no.
The one time
No,
you just fucking
okay,
died
yeah.
in our apartment?
Yeah.
pretty
Until
iconic.
junior year. Until junior year. I did, yeah. But I only
You
yacked
almost
twice. But they were both
It was pretty
the same
memorable
way.
because it was
It was red. It was blood red.
Yeah, it was straight up
Oh.
red.
It wasn't
God,
blood.
was it jungle juice?
Yeah,
No.
it
No,
Really?
it was
No, it was
because it was
brunettes.
fucking
It was red brunettes.
stupid red brunettes.
red brunette. Why do you
Yeah,
have red
Fruit
brunettes?
punch brunettes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It did look like I was puking out my entire organ system, but it did just happen to be red brunettes.
Nice. Nice.
I feel like these guys are more accredited to talk about my yaks than I am. I don't remember. All of
I
them.
don't know. What's your favorite one?
I don't have a favorite.
Okay, what's your
What's my
Least
least
favorite.
Should have a favorite.
I don't know. Wasn't there a time I just yacked all over my bathroom and you guys cleaned it up for me?
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah.
Like, are you
Tuesday.
talking like you were like sprinkler, like rotating while you're doing this?
No,
or
no, no.
what?
I think I was just like running towards it, probably like coming out while I was like running towards the
Yeah.
toilet. I mean, like, and
Ooh.
it was
Yeah,
probably
and then
coming out of it.
then he got up and then we went back to his bed and then like I walked in to see what happened and then it just like it was just yak like in the
it's like a
bathroom,
murder scene.
Yeah,
It was that bad.
it wasn't that bad. It was just like it was
It
kind of
wasn't
just like in
terrible.
random like places.
Oh,
it just wasn't.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were so close, man. You just waited a little bit more. You would have made it.
Yeah, it was tough, man. What are you gonna do?
Mine, I guess it was definitely. I mean, it shouldn't be my favorite story, but I guess the best story of me was just when on my birthday, I just yacked on myself
birthday
on
yak.
my
Well,
bed.
not, okay, well, I feel like saying, "Oh, I just yacked on my birthday" doesn't do it justice. This man,
I literally
like-
died. I think
like,
I
the
came back
closest
to
we've ever had to like calling somebody for help was
Uh-huh.
that day when
Oh.
Ron looked like. I mean, he was responsive, so we knew like things were okay, but he looked like unresponsive. Like
Yeah.
you could have like hit him on the head, and he probably wouldn't have moved for like a solid 30 seconds.
It was like one of those things.
Not
where,
that
like,
I tried.
Oh, what
it
did
was-
y'all
I don't
give
even know
us
how to
there?
describe it because like, I can remember everything very vividly, but like in the
Your
moment,
eyes
like
weren't open though.
yeah, no, like, but, like people were like saying stuff and like I wanted to respond, but like I feel like I was just unable to say anything.
Oh, you are a prisoner of your own mind, bro.
But I was just like trapped.
Wait, didn't one of our friends make you like pat your head and rub your tummy or whatever, something, right?
Yeah,
Car.
and then like, and then I was like trying to tell him something, but I don't think I was able to speak. So like I was probably just like muttering something, and he's like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, he's like making fun of you.
It was super toxic.
Yeah, we still try
That's
to get
incredible.
you.
So wait,
downtown,
you
though.
yacked on yourself like well after you got in bed? Is that
Yeah,
right?
like I was like in my bed. I yacked like on the bed I think on myself, like on my shirt maybe. It was not great.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though. Like once you knew he was okay, it was pretty funny.
Once I was so good.
Yeah, you didn't sleep in it, right? Like, was it at a time where like,
I was people helped me out.
Nice.
How about you, Vincent?
Okay, so 1 year I was living with 3 people from my high school class, right?
Mm.
And we had a fantasy football league, and I had never played fantasy football before this year, right? But I had an amazing draft. Okay,
Oh,
I was first in the draft,
it's kind of
and I
cursed.
got because my first pick was Le'Veon Bell,
Oh,
and that was the year that Le'Veon Bell sat, so he didn't play at all. So there goes my first pick. Second pick was Aaron Rodgers, and that was the year that he like got his like he broke his shoulder in like the third game or something. So first 2 picks
okay,
gone.
okay.
So like I stood a chance at first, but then
Yeah.
after those 2 were gone, like I basically lost every single week. And how we did it was every week, whoever like has the lowest point total has some sort of punishment decided
Every
by the
week?
rest of the people.
God.
Every week, okay.
Okay, damn.
Nah.
I think I lost almost every week besides like 4 or 5.
What did you do?
right?
Have to push yourself to the brink of death every week? What was this punishment?
Yes, I was struggling, man. I mean, some of them were kind of tame. Like once I had to. So I'm an Eagles fan. I was born in Philly. Eagles fan. Go Birds. But
Just when I thought I liked you, man. God.
I'm used to it. But my roommates are Redskins fans. Or sorry,
Whoa,
Washington football team
hey,
fans.
Yeah, actually, by the time this episode's out, there will be a team name, right?
It'll
Yeah,
be
just
Commanders.
since
Oh yeah, Commanders. Yeah, sorry.
the Commanders. Yes.
Wait, what?
yes.
They chose that? What happened to the other one that was like
I
kind of
think
sick?
I think it's gonna be Commanders. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought it was the
Commanders.
Red. I thought it was the Red Tails or Red Hawks or something.
They
No,
had
it's
issues doing Red Bulls because of trademark stuff.
But the Red Tails or Red Hawks was fire.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Either way, they're Washington football team fans.
Mhm.
So they had jerseys and stuff like that. And 1 week I had to like wear a RG3 jersey for like a whole week, including like that weekend was I think one of my friends' birthdays or something like that.
Oh,
And I wore it downtown to like tots and stuff. I got a couple compliments. Some people were like, "Yo, that's brave, man." RG3 jersey, that's brave. I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm just a loyal fan out here." But one of the punishments that like messed me up the most was that I had to beer bong a Four Loco. Yeah.
that just
So-
sounds like. Other than the fact that Four Locos are kind of gross,
Yes.
there's so much liquid in them.
Hella volume, right?
Mhm.
Like, keep in mind, this is my first time ever having a Four Loco too. Okay.
Oh.
So I didn't know what the taste was gonna be. I just
Yeah.
knew it wasn't gonna be good.
It's like Mountain
Yeah.
Dew.
Wait, had
Yeah.
you drank anything before you beer bong the thing, or was it like straight into beer bong, like sober to beer bong?
Oh god, I can't remember at this point. I'm pretty sure it was sober to beer bong,
Oh.
or if anything, I had like a few sips of beer because
Yeah.
we were like all hanging out, right?
Mm.
But either way, I don't think that like it would have been better either way because what happened was right. We live on the 3rd floor, like the top floor of
Mhm.
University Terrace,
Mm.
and we had a balcony, and so that's where we would do all of our beer bombs, all of our degenerate shit. But I went out there and I did my beer bomb, and I chose this like they gave me options, and I chose this like fruit punch.
Fruit punch is just
Fruit
a
punch
bad,
Four Loco.
bad alcohol. Bad alcohol.
And fruit punch, yeah, we all know fruit punch is not it. And so I go in for this beer bong, and because it's so much volume, you fill up the entire like funnel
Yeah.
with just half the Four Loco. So I had to do 2 rounds.
Oh.
Like I did two full rounds
Yeah.
back to back of this beer bong, and immediately I started feeling it. Like
Yeah.
I knew something was coming up, so I just had to like stand out there. And for a moment, like it was one of those things where it's like your body feels like it's about to explode. Like your
Mhm.
cheeks are like puffed up, and you're like just like hunched over because you're like that if you straighten up, like
Yeah.
something bad's gonna
You're
happen.
fucked.
And then just bam, straight over the balcony into the snow because It'd been snowing.
Just
I mean, hey,
It was just this
Not bad.
huge, like, red, like, pile of yak that, like, went from our third floor down to the backyard of our, like, bottom floor neighbors. So, just, like, a bloody scene outside.
Oh god.
There were quite a few yaks outside of an apartment place, right? I feel like there were
Oh,
near the
yeah.
stairs and shit.
it was because we had a little like, not a garden, but there's like a little area with dirt that's like raised up to like, like
It was like a tree pit thing.
yeah,
Like,
like
Yeah.
waist level, and because it was so easy, people would just like they would either get off the bus or get out of their Uber, like they're halfway to like the building, and they just lean over it, either like face plant into the dirt, or they would just fucking unload. It was so gross. I don't want to know what was in that dirt, man.
Yeah, no, I feel like Blackspur dirt was so fertilized, like, super fertilized.
Harsha, come on, man, you gotta have a nice yak or two.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Did you
You don't know.
Did you have any,
you
like,
don't know what.
yeah.
I don't remember yakking in college like that.
Mm.
Nah, shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to think of one.
Do you guys remember?
What about the time that I tried to give you Gatorade and you thought it was alcohol and you fucking yelled at me?
Oh, that was fine. I was just super drunk, but I didn't care.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be college, I guess. Like any drinking. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I know a really good answer.
Ooh, okay.
I
Yeah.
love this story. I love this story so much.
I mean, I was never like a big yakker. When we would drink, I would never get like super drunk compared to everyone else. But this time, this was at Jackie's house, like our friend Jackie's house, like a year ago or 2 years ago, a year ago now. Fuck.
He's still drunk. He's still drunk.
Time.
It was like
It was like a year and a half ago now, or
October,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 2020. So it was just like a normal thing. We were just gonna hang out, and Turner was gonna drive me home after. But then, so I was like drinking more than everyone else because I didn't need to drive, and that was like the bad idea. And I kept chasing vodka with Bailey's. And
God.
then at some point, I don't remember a single thing. I don't remember Haran leaving, and after Haran left, I got super fucked, and I don't remember the rest of it. But I yacked like everywhere, all over Jackie's.
When I was about to leave, this was like 10:30 or something at night.
No, it wasn't even that late, dude. It
I
was
think
like
it was like 10.
I thought it was like 9.
Nah, I think 10. I think. Anyway,
okay.
no matter the time. Like I was about to leave, and then like Harsha's like, "You're leaving," and then he just looked at me, didn't say a word, and just like slowly walked up to me, and just gave me like a massive hug, and I was like, and I looked at Drew, and I was like, "Yo, make sure this guy's okay." Harsha's never done that kind of shit before. Drew, I was taking care of him that day.
He was actually not that bad to take care of. Like he wasn't like some people like run around all over the place. You can't get him to like stop. He was fine. Like we just had to. I think he yacked outside for a little bit, and then he yacked in like the fire pit, and then and then we're like, okay, Harsha, let's go inside or whatever. And then we went to the bathroom like inside, and he just started like making like noises every time he'd yak, like because I think he really wanted to yak, but he couldn't. And every time he tried, he'd go, But like there was
What, like Waluigi?
Yeah, it was some weird, definitely weird version of Waluigi. But yeah, I mean, he ended up being okay. Actually, yeah, I mean, we stayed up a little bit later after we put him to bed, and because he was still making the noises like while he was falling asleep.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it was funny. It was funny though.
Yeah, and then I woke up the next day and I yacked like a couple times too. So yeah, that was pretty terrible.
Oh, damn. You had morning after yaks, too? That's how you know you had fun.
Yeah, so I don't like Bailey's anymore that much. That's all I can remember, the taste. But yeah. Thanks to everyone who took care of me that day.
It's not a fucking memoriam, bro. It's okay.
He's just paying his respects.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.
Very nice.
Amen.
That's probably the most like volume of yak that I've heard of. Outside fire pit, back following morning. Like you checked off every.
It's like a
single
bingo card,
option.
A bingo.
Oh, dude, it was 100% like 4 or 5 hours of yakking. Actually, wait. Also, in the middle, he took a shit.
I don't even remember.
That was coming out of both ends. Damn.
He yacked for like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I kept on taking like water bottles inside because I didn't know what he was doing. Because like he was like kind of half drinking them and he would just spit it out.
Mhm.
Like he would like take a sip, spit it out, whatever. And then at one point I walk in and I thought he was just like yakking over the toilet, right? But actually he was just on the shitter. And I walk in, it's definitely a weird smell, which I don't hold against you because it would be a weird smell for anybody, but I just wasn't expecting it. And it just hit me like a wall, like the smell. I was like, yo, here's your water, man. Have fun.
Oh god.
Insane.
What are you gonna
You're
do?
incredible, Arsha.
Thank you.
Speaking of drinking,
Yeah, I'm down to move away from the bodily fluid section of this podcast.
What's the okay? Hold on. What is like the most memorable? I want to say like most memorable night out that you guys have had, but like I don't know. Have you guys like gone anywhere and like been to like a bar or like downtown somewhere, and it's like just somewhere where it's like you want to be back, like you want to go back to. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get it out of the way because I always talk about my study abroad trip. But basically,
God
my first
damn
day in Spain, like we just like made random groups of like friends or whatever, right? So we had just gotten our like I think the metro passes and like our IDs from the school and all that shit. And so we were going to explore, like, they told us specifically not to go to this area because it's like, not Central Park, but like, what's the other
Central
place?
Park?
No, Times Square. It's like Times Square. What the fuck was that? It was Times Square.
That's how they say park, fam. Parquet. Parquet.
Parquet.
Anyway, so it's like Times Square of Spain, Madrid, where it's just like a bunch of tourists, a bunch of people. It's all like clattered. They're like, oh, you all have like your passports on you. Just like don't go there like today. Just like if you're gonna go there, like go home first. Like drop off your passport. We didn't do that. Anyway, we go there. We start having like fruity drinks, a couple shots, and then the bartender starts talking to us in English, and we're like, oh, we're not really supposed to be using English, but you know, fuck it. And we're like, oh yeah, we're from the United States. One of the dudes like goes to the bathroom and he comes back, like the people in our little like group of people, comes back and the bartender walks over with 12 shots, and there's 4 of us, 5 of us maybe.
Oh,
Just for free?
Well, no, because we like before he went to the bathroom, we'd like, oh, I think he ordered us like a round of tequila shots. Just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Man's comes back for the bathroom, and then the bartender comes over like a fucking plate full of shots, and I was like, yo.
Damn.
It's like fucking 4 p.m. I don't really feel like doing this right now. Like, where did all of those come from? He's like, oh yeah, well, you know, your friend like got around. And we're like, oh, since you're American, you're visiting out of the country. We just thought we each give you 2 each extra shots for free. I was like, hey, yo, like that's nice, but I'm not trying to fucking. I don't even know how to get home sober. How am I gonna know how to get home drunk? So yeah, that was. And then the rest of the day we were like not bar hopping, but we're like checking out like, oh, this place and that place, and yeah, it was crazy. So I would
Yo,
like
you
to
gotta
do
take
that,
the name of that place down.
bro.
Go back there for your free shots.
I'll go there and be like, hey, yo, I'm the American, you know, and then they definitely be like, get the fuck out of here, you idiot. Anyway.
How about you, Vincent?
Well, okay. One of my favorite places that I've gone out in is actually like Raleigh. Because I've been down there a couple times for like all sorts of different reasons. But this one time I went out with like my friend Claire. We went down there for like just a weekend hangout to like go to museums and stuff like that. But we wanted to go out to like a bunch of different places. And so we started off by like this one dude who went to like an art exhibit. He was like a local artist, and we were like, oh, you have any recommendations, blah, blah, blah. And this dude was like, oh, this is really cool rooftop bar at the top of like Wells Fargo Tower or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was some bank tower in the downtown area. He's like, yeah, it's so beautiful. It's really cool. You don't have to pay to get in. It's awesome, man. And so like we follow his instructions and get to the top of this tower, and we're like dressed to go out. Like she's got like a bomber jacket and like these camo like sweats, or like joggers or whatever, and I've got just like my ripped jeans and like something else. Yeah, I was just wearing regular clothes. We get up there and it's a freaking wedding venue. And like they were hosting a wedding, like people were dressed up. Like I don't know if this guy was trolling us or what, but we got up there. And keep in mind, like we go into this building and it looks straight up just like a normal office building with like a lobby. Mm-hmm. And we walk in there and we take this elevator that takes us up 34 floors up or something. So it was like a journey to get up there. And we get up there just for the person, the host, to look at us and say like, "No, you can't go in. you gotta turn around, man." But after that, we had probably one of the most fun nights I've ever had going out, just because like when I go out, I really enjoy kind of like throwback music, but like I'm talking like 90s, like a little bit before, like what my parents, not what my parents listened to necessarily, but like what my parents would turn on the radio when I was like growing up, and like I would hear like Backstreet Boys and like like TLC, like that era of music, right? And that is my favorite music to like get drunk and like dance to, because it's just so much fun.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I just always think about this one bar that we went to where it was just like it was specifically like a throwbacks like bar. It was kind of like tight and small, but like everyone was dancing, and they sold these like. Do you guys remember those juices that you used to get as a kid, where like the top was like this plastic thing that looked like horns?
Yeah. They're like Kool-Aid things. Yeah.
They're like
Kool-Aid. Yeah. Exactly. They served their drinks and stuff like that. They had like a Kool-Aid drink like that. So that was amazing. And then there's this one place called Boxcar in Raleigh. I don't know if you guys have ever heard.
I've heard the name. I don't know if I've been there or not, but
it's amazing. Like it's a barcade. So you go in there and they literally have like like as soon as you walk in, it's like an aisle of pinball machines. They have everything in the back. Like they have air hockey. They have those like Jurassic Park games that you would have at like Chuck E. Cheese or like a random arcade. They have like Smash Brothers, like the classic Smash Brothers, like Donkey Kong, everything. And the best part is that they have like free popcorn in the back. So.
Does anybody else have a night that stands out?
I don't really have a night, but what Vincent said reminded me of one of my favorite places was I went to a barcade in Richmond with Tarun. It was called Circuit. A similar thing. I mean, they also had like the basketball thing that I just spent all my tokens on that instead of like all the other games. But it was cool. I mean, they had beer on the wall, and yeah, I feel like I'd want to go back.
I think for me, I was really trying to think of like a memorable night in college. I couldn't necessarily think of one, but I'm sure we had one. But at least recently, like I think best time like drinking was at my brother's wedding with like all my friends and family there. It was just like a good time every day. Like there wasn't like a single dull moment, or like, sometimes things like happen, or like people are unsafe or whatever, like so like negative things that could happen about your night, like music even. But I think every night was just a banger after banger after banger, which was so hype.
Oh, nice.
A big part of barcades, is the arcade part, right? And you're used to playing like games and shit. And an avid gamer is what I've heard Vincent is. Is that accurate information?
Oh yeah. Like almost to a fault. Like.
Oh, okay.
Like I would say my day job is working, doing like spreadsheets and stuff, but like every hour after that, if I'm not like hanging out with people, I'm playing.
Yeah. Okay. So I've heard you're on a Valorant grind. Is that true?
Yes. That is right.
So do you like those kinds of like 5v5 kind of games, or like do you like RPGs? Like what's your favorite like genre?
Okay, so I think generally like I'm a competitive person in the sense that I really enjoy like participating in competition, but not necessarily like the kind of competitive where it's like I have to win type of competitive. Yeah. I just enjoy like
being a part of it.
Yeah, right. So I like games with stakes, like Val, or like I used to play a lot of League of Legends. I haven't touched it in like a couple months, but the new season started, so that might change. But I'd say that like Val is sort of like a social game for me, because my friends play it, and I enjoy like squatting up with my friends, and that's like my favorite aspect, right? Yeah. Like getting better at the game is also really rewarding, but like playing Valorant with my friends every night brings me back to like Xbox Live days where like you would get together after school with
Yeah.
some of your friends and just like play Call of Duty lobbies and just like, no thoughts, head empty.
Facts.
So it's like a great way to stay connected.
Yeah.
I just love that aspect of Valorant. But when I'm not doing that, like the games that I enjoy the most, I've recently been playing a lot of like Metroid Dread, which is this like it's a game for the Switch that's been in development for like 10 years. But it's like a 2D platformer with like a lot of like fast fight mechanics. So I think I just really enjoy stuff like that, where it's like a lot of platforming, fast reaction,
Mhm.
and like cool like world building. Because it's like also set in this like fantasy alien
Yeah.
space type of setting.
hmm
So yeah, I love playing games.
It's a generic question, but what's your favorite game of all time?
Okay, that's kind of tough because it all depends on like the genre and like what it brings up for me. Because
Mhm.
some games are like my favorite for a certain reason,
Yeah.
but it's like I wouldn't say it's like, for example, I've played Pokemon since I was in like 3rd grade or something like that. Like I've played Pokemon forever, and I am like so deep into it that I have this thing called like the Living Dex, which is where I have like one of every single Pokemon in the game
Mhm.
in like my PC. So it's like
Yeah.
you can like scroll through your boxes and see every single Pokemon.
Right.
So like I think by far Pokemon is probably like my favorite franchise to play, but
Mhm.
like nowadays I wouldn't say I get the most enjoyment out of it. I feel like recently Metroid Dread is probably my favorite just because like the details in this game are insane. Like they just have a lot of really cool like animations and physics. The gameplay is just super smooth. Like
Mhm.
it's this really expansive alien planet, but you don't get lost because they designed the game really well.
Yeah.
So I like that as like my platforming game. But then my other favorite game for like an RPG / like strategy type is Fire Emblem. Have you guys ever played like Fire Emblem games before?
I think I played one like way back, like on the Game Boy Advance or something like that. But not since then.
Do you remember? Like, did you get super into it? Like,
No,
which game
I think
was?
I usually only played like Pokemon or like Yu-Gi-Oh or Mario Kart, like those kinds of games, mostly on like Game Boy.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh's been getting a resurgence just like off now because like they developed a new like gacha game.
Yeah, and they actually developed the PS5 game, which I downloaded the other day just to see like what was up, and it was like so similar to like the way it was like, you know how like in Pokemon like they had like the original 151, and then they like kind of rehash that every once in a while. It feels like this was like a back in time of like the original Yu-Gi-Oh like kind of stuff with like the cards and like the process and stuff. So it was
Back to
interesting.
simpler times before they had like all this weird stuff like pendulum summons and all that crazy stuff.
It's just completely like back in my day kind of shit,
I feel you. I'd say that those are like my favorite games. Like I think the thing that I love the most, I didn't get to talk about Fire Emblem, but like when Fire Emblem 3 Houses came out, which is like the newest one that came out for the Switch, this came out like right before I started working. Like after graduation, the week before I started working, this game came out. So I really only had a week to like note life it.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I played 40 hours in like 5 days. Because I just like
Like a job.
like dead ass, like it was like my full-time job the week before I started working. It was like I would wake up and I would play it because the storyline was just insane. Like for those of you who have never played Fire Emblem before, the base game, like the most of the gameplay is essentially you control like a small army of units, usually like 9 to 10, and your objective is it's like a big chessboard almost, where like you're moving your characters turn by turn, trying to get to the enemy and destroy the enemy, or like defend your characters for like a set amount of time. But what's interesting is that like if you lose a unit, you lose them forever.
Mm-hmm.
And every unit you have is like a very unique character that they build out their story. So you get attached to them, and there's like a larger overall plot that's going on. Usually set in like these weird medieval times where like some kingdom is like being taken over by mages and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like the world's about to plunge into darkness or something like that. You, as like a prince or princess, have to save it. What was really cool about like that newest game was that there was just, you could spend a lot of time like free roaming around like the encampment that all your characters were in, which was the setting was like a training school, and you were a teacher.
Yeah.
And you just got to build out your relationships so much more with the characters that like it half felt like a RPG, and half felt like a strategy game. So I don't know. I really like that aspect.
What game would you say you were the best at? Too, since you like all the competition and everything.
Oh gosh, the best at? I'd say maybe Pokemon.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would get online and do those like online battles from
really?
time to time. Yeah, like team building stuff. Like I would breed like competitive Pokemon.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
I think I got so more deep into like the breeding of it, and then by the time like I finished like breeding a team, like the new Pokemon game had come out, and I was like, oh well, I guess time to move on to the new game. But, yeah, I would say probably Pokemon, just because it's like
Out of all the Pokemon games, which one's your favorite?
Ooh, okay. Well, how much Pokemon do you guys play? Just like for
I think I played all of the ones up until they came out on the 3DS.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so like XY era.
Yeah, I think I played up to Black 2 and White 2.
Okay,
But-
solid. So I think my all-time favorite would be like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like the remakes of those Gen 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just one of the most fun regions to play because you get to go to 2 different regions. Like you get to go to the OG Kanto region after you beat the game, and it's just amazing. I think they did a great job with the like remake too, with like updating the storyline, and it's just fun to like revisit an old game when they do it right.
Have you tried any of the new ones, like on the Switch or?
Oh yeah, I get every generation. Actually, a game just came out today, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh
and I have it pre-ordered. It's like a, you've heard of it, right? Like how it's different.
It's like open world, right? More.
Yeah, it's open world, and you literally are like scrapping with Pokemon. Like in one of the trailers, like a Garchomp is like throwing an earthquake at you.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you're 1v1ing like these Pokemon. But that just came out today. I have it pre-ordered, and I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm probably gonna pick it up tomorrow, and I'll play it next week after after this weekend. I think I'm pretty busy this weekend. Yeah.
Respect.
But do you guys have a favorite like video game or like a Pokemon game? I know that Haran plays a lot of FIFA.
Yeah, I never really branched out. Like, in terms of like when I was younger, I played like all the Mario games that were like possible. Like any like Mario type game I would play. Even like fucking Mario Baseball I'd play too on like, the DS.
Oh, dude, did you ever play Strikers?
Super Mario Strikers. I was pretty good at that.
Bro, you just combined the 2 worlds right there, bro. FIFA and Mario.
I love that game. But yeah, like my dad used to like go to like Malaysia, and we'd buy like the cartridges there that would like have like 400 games on there, like automatically unlocked everything. So I'd have like so many different Mario games. There was one game that I like forgot that I used to play a lot, which is like, I don't know if you guys ever played Professor Layton, which is like a mind puzzle kind of game. I used to play a lot of that. Was really fun to play. It was like,
was it on like DS?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like Nintendo games, like on DS, back in like early 2000s. But yeah, I guess like my favorite ever game has to be FIFA, just because I've had like every single FIFA for like many years in a row. But also like probably my most frustrating game too. So I guess it goes both ways.
I would say my favorite game, like type, is like Red Dead Redemption or like The Witcher, or like those kinds of games that are like open world, and you kind of can do like whatever you want. But I spend my most time probably playing like FIFA and like I don't know. I would say I used to play a lot of Pokemon like when I was younger. I'd say my favorite is probably Platinum or Emerald, just because I like how they would combine the two, like the first of the release, like Diamond and Pearl, and then they combine it into Platinum.
Right, like
Like-
they make like a best of version.
Yeah, and
They
they're
take
like,
the best of both
and you
worlds.
could get like all of the Pokemon, like they weren't like game specific, like you know how you could get like some in one and some in the other, like it was
Yeah.
combined in that one. Like
Emerald was great.
yeah,
Like that was also one of my favorites because I think that was when they first started doing like moving sprites.
yeah,
Like when you send out
Yeah.
your Pokemon, they would like jump around or like shake or something.
yeah, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm looking forward to the most is making a game. Like, I don't know if it's going to be Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption or whatever, but like an open world game like that on the PS5 with like all the new like technology where they have all of the different like access to like the physics and that kind of stuff, where it's like fully fledged out and like they take so much time. It'll probably be like 2 terabytes worth of storage on a PS5, but
Mhm.
I'm curious to see how far they can take it.
Bro, it's basically going to be the metaverse. Like,
Yeah.
you can go to your virtual job in your virtual like world,
Yeah. It's gonna be
clock
insane.
in. Yeah, no, I love that. My friends play a lot of like Red Dead. and that kind of stuff, too.
Yeah. I also like killing things, so you know.
True. Killing things is super underrated.
Harsha, you're just a 2K-er, right?
Right now, yeah, but like when I was younger, I would play a lot more games. As far as Pokemon games go, I think my favorite was Fire Red, just because that was my first one. Out of all the ones I
Same.
played.
That was my first
Yeah,
one.
same.
Yeah, that one I played like a couple times. And I also played like the Mario games, and then I played a good amount of like Assassin's Creed until I didn't care enough. But like in the beginning, like 2
Yeah.
and 3, those were good.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. There's another PS.
Uncharted.
Say he shoots like electricity.
What?
Infamous.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
called Infamous?
Oh.
I played those games too. Yeah, I really branched out then. Now I don't like do shit. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I gotta throw Uncharted in there. I have a special place.
Oh
for it.
shit, yeah, fuck.
Dude,
Yeah,
Uncharted
bro.
4? Have you guys played Uncharted?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
That was the only Uncharted game I ever played, and it was amazing. Like, it blew my mind.
Well, I guess Uncharted 4 I played I watched it before it came out, and then like I was like playing a little bit through Harsha's account, or like watching Harsha play because he was struggling with one level really hard.
Yo,
Yeah.
those puzzles are
Dude,
no
I-
joke, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, at the end, like it was me, Tarun, and someone else at a sleepover, and it was my Uncharted 4 game, and I was like towards the end, and they're like, "No, let's kill it by the end of the night." And I usually sleep early at these things, and then by the time I woke up, they already beat the rest of the game.
Yeah. You fell asleep like I think I think it took us like 2 or 3 hours after you fell asleep to finish it. But yeah, the final battle for that thing was crazy. It was hype.
And the movie's coming out soon too.
Oh, facts with Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Interesting.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about that?
I'm
fine
intrigued.
with it.
I hope it's decent. Honestly, the only thing I hope for is they use the same theme song, because that's like one of my favorite video game theme songs like of all time. But I don't know if they will, because I don't know if they have like the rights to that stuff. But if they do,
Yeah.
I'll be really excited.
I think, like, I love Tom Holland, and I love Uncharted, so I feel like they can't make, like, a bad movie out of that. The only, like, gripe I have about it is, like, I just can't see Mark Wahlberg in movies anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I see him in
Also,
this
like-
movie, and I don't see a character. I just see Mark Wahlberg.
Also, like Sully in the like video game was a lot older looking. I feel
Yeah,
like.
he's old.
Like he was easily like 60, 70. But like Mark Wahlberg, I mean, I guess Mark Wahlberg was probably like in his 50s, but he doesn't look that old. I guess.
Yeah. Like, I
But-
feel like there's so many better people they could have chosen.
Yeah,
Like-
it was just box office ability. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Actually,
heard it's
speaking-
supposed to be like a prequel type of deal, where it's like
Mm.
that's why they're like all younger, because it's supposed to be the events before the video games
I see.
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. They did quite a few flashbacks like during the storylines of the
Yeah.
games. But speaking of Tom Holland, a fun fact about you I heard is that you haven't seen any Spider-Man movies, or the new ones, or none of the old ones too. Can you clarify? Or
Oh my God! Do I have a rat in my midst?
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I love rats. I'm very rat, by the way. So yes, here's the thing about me is that I end up not watching a lot of classic movies because when I was growing up, I never went to the movies, and I also like my parents would never buy movies, or like rent them or anything. For background, I was like a PBS Kids kid. I would watch like Cyber Chase, Arthur. I didn't have Cartoon Network, Disney, none of it.
I mean, that's some great shows already, though. To be fair,
Dude, Arthur, amazing show.
yeah.
But basically, I was out of the loop for a lot of my like childhood,
Right.
and part of that is missing out on the Spider-Man movies. But the thing is, I've never felt the urge to go back and watch them either, because it's not like I don't care about them, but YouTube very accessible. And I watched a lot of like YouTube video essays and like reviews. And so whenever there's like a movie I haven't watched but like I'm interested in, rather than going out and paying for it or like, you know, doing the extra effort, because I didn't pirate stuff. I mean, I still don't pirate stuff.
Right. Obviously, because that's illegal, and we want every creator to get all of the money that's possible.
Yeah, if you're pirating this episode right now, fuck you.
Yeah, we're watching it.
Dude, if somebody wanted to listen to our thing so badly, they would go through the effort of pirating it. More power to you, man. I
Just pay us.
yeah, you can Venmo us.
Yeah.
I'll give you the
Just
raw
send it
and
down.
unedited file, bro. I don't care.
But yeah, like I missed out on Spider-Man's 1 through 5. So, you know, the original Tobey Maguire ones.
Going to the
and
Garfield
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I've watched all the Tom Holland ones.
Oh,
So
okay.
At least I'm hip enough there. And I love Tom Holland too. Like I think he's obviously done a great job with the Spider-Man.
So that means like did the reveal of like the two of them in the movie like hate you then because like you didn't have
It still definitely hit because like I still grew up with like, you know, Tobey Maguire was the Spider-Man.
like you knew of it, yeah, like and you like you
Exactly. Like he was who I pictured as Spider-Man for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I was totally like, I wasn't like a big Andrew Garfield fan just because like I didn't watch the movies and I didn't like, you know, see how he acted. I just saw people saying like, he's a bad Spider-Man because he's too cool. He's too cool. He's not Peter Parker. Peter Parker's nerdy. But then seeing him in you know, spoiler alert, seeing him in the new movie, he stole the show. Like
he did. I think he was like the best one of the three when they were all three of them were together.
Yeah. So yeah. It still hit. It still hit for me.
True.
Yeah. But would you guys say that you guys are big movie fans? Like, do you guys like try to catch all the Marvel movies or like, you know, any specific genre that you guys like to catch?
I think when like up until like Endgame and all that stuff, I think I was really like a lot more interested in Marvel and stuff. But like now, I don't know. Like I don't think their movies are as good as anymore. Like I don't know.
We don't really know the direction anyway, too, like where they're trying to go with what's going on.
Well, the whole thing is like their whole like time shit, right? Or like multiverse. Stuff.
Yeah.
Multiverse.
Which is like fine, but like I just I don't feel like some type of way about the characters. Maybe because there's too many now. I don't know, but I just don't. I feel like I don't care anymore. Like almost like I'll watch them. I'll definitely like I have been watching everything Marvel, but like I don't know. The next one that comes out, if it's not like a good name, like if it's not Thor or Guardians of the Galaxy, like will I care too much? Like like I can.
As somebody who has never cared, that's how I have always felt about almost every Marvel movie. Like I watched them because like it was a thing to do, and like I liked them. Like I like the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor. Like I like some of the like sub series or whatever, you know what I mean. But like I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch Ant-Man. I'm not gonna go watch fucking some of these other like I guess he's technically an Avenger, but like he's not like a crucial, in my eyes, he's not a crucial part of it.
Yeah.
So like I'm not like I'm
like
not
you'll watch based on like the character that you see is being like played, not like just because like a lot of people just like watch MC movies just because they're like, oh, if I don't watch, I'm kind of like that. Like I feel like if I don't watch MC movie, I'm gonna miss something big that they're gonna reference in a movie after, and I'll be like, oh, I wish I got that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
that
like
but also like I don't care about the shows. I don't care about
Yeah.
period. I don't care.
that's gonna screw everything up because they like do so much shit in the shows now.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you gonna be like people who watch the movies?
It's
are
just
gonna
it's
be
like a
so
plethora of
fucking
content
confused.
that they're like throwing at us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's getting to be a lot.
And it's kind of like getting towards, or like True saying, like also like honestly, like the shows, a lot of them have promise, but I feel like none of them like ever like maintain like excellence throughout. Like maybe like one of the two of the like 6 episodes are good, but like overall at the end you're just like, oh, I wish they did more or wish they did different.
I think a lot of the times the shows are meant to fill up the gaps in the plot, like more than they are to like reveal something for the future. They're more just like kind of like end caps for different characters, like like you know in Endgame and stuff, like Captain America, like okay, he's old as shit now, like bye. Like Tony's dead, and like a few other characters got their like endings. But for like the few characters like, okay, well I guess
like the fringe characters.
Black Widow got her movie, but like yeah, like Scarlet Witch, you know, like Loki, Vision, like there are people that like, you know, they're not there anymore, but like they want to like cut them off like in a better way than just like never talking about them again, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I think I feel like I don't watch that many movies, but then like the other day I was like talking with Bhavna, and we were just like thinking about like a movie to watch next together, and she's like listing a bunch of movies that was like on the Netflix catalog, the HBO catalog, and then I was like, oh, I've seen that one, and then I realized like I guess like over my lifetime I've seen a lot more movies than I really think I have, but like I think in the last 2 years I don't really watch movies by myself anymore. I think back in the day when I was a kid, like I'd watch whatever was like on TNT, TBS. They just fucking do movies like every night. So I just like watch a lot of like those like 2010 movies that were like box office movies. But like my dad, like growing up, I think we watched a lot of movies as a family too. And like now my dad, like every night he watches a movie in his room by himself. So like he's
So
always seen
you'll
it,
get
like-
there. You'll get there then.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe I will be like that later.
that's the dream.
That's a dream. Yeah.
You know what's a fun thing to do when you're in your room by yourself?
Oh, I know plenty of things.
Well, one of them is to end a podcast. Fun fact. But yeah, that will be where we wrapped up. Unfortunately, I will just throw this in there. We didn't get to talk about how in college Vincent was a professional twerker, but you know, if we ever have him on again, we'll be able to explain more of that story. But we'll leave the people wanting more, yearning for it, if you will. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We definitely want to thank Vincent for coming on. Is there anything you'd like to promote? Do you have a public chicken sandwich diary or somewhere where people can follow your food discoveries?
Okay, well, chicken sandwich diary coming soon.
Okay.
I'm making. I want to do something different for it. I want to have
Okay.
like a little lazy Susan to like
Oh,
display
okay.
the chicken sandwich, so you get like a
I
sense of
see.
scale and stuff too.
I see.
So, chicken sandwich diary coming soon.
Okay.
Maybe the next time I'm on the podcast,
Okay.
I'll have it ready for everyone to promote. Okay. But thank you guys so much for having me. This was a blast. Like I didn't even realize how much time had gone by. So
No, thanks.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for coming on,
So
man.
much fun.
Thank you.
you guys
If
are
you-
awesome.
If you liked what you heard from Vincent, we will definitely drop his Instagram handle in our description of this episode and in the title. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. If you like what you heard from the rest of us, you can follow us on Spotify, on Instagram @An Interesting Discussion. We also have podcasts on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts from. But that will wrap it up for this week. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.